he was the king of spin, the ultimate larrikin, and a guy who lived every moment at full throttle. But to Brooke, Summer and Jackson, he was just Dad. Nearly 4 years ago, the world stopped. A cricket icon, and for many, the greatest to ever play the game, was suddenly gone.
Don't let the sun go down on me.
From celebrities to teammates, the tributes were endless, but the most powerful ones came from home.
And I miss you more than anything in the world.
I was so proud of everything you do. I'm so proud that you are my dad.
But what makes me the saddest is I will never get to wrap my arms around you and give you the biggest hug and rest my chin on your chest.
Shane Warne spent a lifetime building a sporting empire, but he always said his legacy wasn't his 708 wickets, it was his kids.
It's like the sun going down on me.
Some really beautiful images there, aren't there? And it just reminds you of the man who we all loved so much as the Spin King, but the man who, for those 3 kids, was known as Dad. And now in a world first, they're sharing the man behind the legend through those personal stories in a new exhibition called Warne Treasures of a Legend. And Jackson is here with us.
Good morning, guys.
How are you, buddy?
Thank you for having me.
Well,
it's weird seeing all of that footage because it still doesn't feel real that it's nearly been 4 years in March. Like, it's gone like that. It's gone so quick.
When you look at them, what comes to mind?
Just how much I miss him, how much I still wish and believe he should still be here. And I just miss his energy. He was always a presence. Every room you walked into, he just lit up. Everybody wanted to talk to him, be around him. And he just wanted to help people and make people laugh.
It's amazing, you know, we've just been through another Ashes, right? And watching it, I just think of your dad. It's so synonymous.
Yeah, it is, and especially during the Boxing Day test, obviously he's got so many iconic moments there with his hat-trick, 700th, and he's from here, and now with the statue and the stand and now the exhibition. Everybody that I've spoken to, when they think of Melbourne, especially if they're from around the world, they just think of Dad.
Yeah.
I hung out with him a fair bit, and I loved him.
Yep.
But I look in your eyes and I see him.
Do you think? Even the thinning hair? Even the thinning hair.
You know, he's so greatly missed by everyone. How is that for you to experience?
It's weird because to me, yes, and to Brooke and Summer, he'll always be Dad, but I think it's weird because I'm not going through this alone, and I know I'm not the only one that's lost a loved one, but still every single day getting messages of they've been watching highlights of Dad, or that the reason they bowl leg spin because of Dad, they've just watched his masterclass, or especially since the exhibition's launched, they just had a look at his exhibition, the gadding ball, whatever it is. People still want to remember and talk about Dad. So yeah, it's nice for me in a bit of a selfish way that I know I'm not going through it alone.
Well, everything you've just mentioned, right, highlights just how much you resonated with the public and how much of an impact he had on all our lives. And I guess that's, you know, what is so special about this exhibition. Is that part of what drove you to do this, to present this exhibition?
Definitely, because we always used to say, like, Carl, I know you've been to his house a few times, but he never, ever used to show his memorabilia. And when me, Brooke and Summer used to ask, why don't you ever share it, he's always just used to say, and it's very humble of him, but he always just used to say, they know what I did, they know what I did, they know my record. So he was never one to show off or, you know, brag about it. So as soon as he passed, me, Brooke and Summer, family, executives, everybody that was a part of Dad's team came together, and within the first few seconds we all agreed what the right thing to do is, and that's share it with the world. And so for 3.5 years later, for it to end up at the MCG, arguably the most iconic stadium in Australia, definitely the biggest and has the most history, where there's already the statue, the stand, his hologram downstairs, and now another legacy to it, it's going to become a destination. It already is becoming a destination.
Whenever I was at Crown and he was there, he'd popped out with a couple of darts and
You're laughing because you know.
Yeah, I reckon one of the first times we met was at Crown.
Yeah. I mean, you know, just great memories and great stories. But he also used to get around in some truly shocking tracksuits.
Yeah.
Any of that great memorabilia in there?
The tracks, you know, I think there might be, I don't think there's something from Rajasthan, but the earliest tracksuits you remember, he was always walking around in the later years, his super coach, which was this big highlighter green tracksuit. He loved the Rajasthan Royals purple tracksuit. But I just remember always waking up, he'd be, you know, on the bathroom, reading the newspaper with a smoke, and he'd just be in his tracksuit everywhere around the house, even out in public. He actually used to wear the Crown I can say this now, but usually there's a certain dress code to the places you go. He used to just wear his Etihad first-class pyjamas because they were just these straight black pants, but they were really comfy. And he used to just get away with it. No one ever said, "Are you wearing pyjama pants?" He kind of actually pulled it off.
He could pull it
He
off.
was going out with pyjamas and no one knew. Or maybe they did and they didn't say anything.
That's right, it's
A
Shane
former
Warne thing.
Australian Test cricketer captain told me a great story once about how he was on a tanning bed. He went into his house and he was on a tanning bed, and he was having a dart at the time, and he just sort of lifted up and said, "Come in, mate."
Yeah, that was just him though.
Unperturbed.
That was just him. Doesn't matter how old he got or what he was going through. He was always himself. He loved always being tan. He was very precious with his hair.
Yeah.
But even when he became an elite athlete, you know, he was still wanting to smoke. He still wanted to eat the pies.
Yeah.
And I think that's still why so many people loved him. He was always himself.
But I think also what we came to learn about your dad, you know, in his later years was his focus on health. He really had this sense of sort of starting to look after himself and his body. And I know that that's been important to you as well as part of his legacy.
Definitely, and that's why we started the Shane Warne Legacy, because there were so many people that after Dad passed went and got their hearts checked. And when asked, why are you getting your hearts checked, they said, well, because Shane Warne passed away. And a lot of people looked at Dad as Superman. So if something can happen to him, it can happen to anybody at any time. So that's when we sort of knew there was something to do with heart, and I can't take any credit for it. I know me, Brooke and Summer do a lot of the talking, but it's people like Helen and Dad's team that have been with him for 20 plus years that are doing all of the hard work that just give me, Brooke and Summer, the platform to actually talk about Dad and, you know, spread awareness for heart health.
I'll tell you something, mate. He would be so proud of you,
He would
Jackson.
be.
You know? He just would be so proud. And you're doing this great podcast. It's terrific to listen to.
Thank you.
Is it hard for you to talk about him?
No, it's weird because I was always somebody that never spoke about things. I'd always just push it to the side and bury it down and hope it'd go away. But yeah, they say when you go through something traumatic or something sad, like when I lost my dad, I actually found the more I was talking about it, especially after the State Memorial, I was actually finding a lot of strength in that. So especially since starting the legacy and talking more about that and getting out of the comfort zone, and then especially with the podcast, talking mostly to his friends and hearing some stories, it's been actually a lot of closure for my guests, because I guess for them as well, they're getting something off their chest which they haven't been able to get off. So I'm also learning a lot, but it's nice just hearing all the stories, because everything that, doesn't matter who I'm talking to, they've all got the same things in common. He just wanted to help people, he wanted to make people laugh, he was finding somewhere naughty to smoke when he wasn't supposed to. So yeah, he was just always himself, which is nice for me to be able to remember as well.
Oh, well, he'd be proud
What
of
a
not just you,
character.
but all the kids. Well done, mate. It's always such a pleasure to see you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
it
having
really
me.
is.
All right,
So nice
and
to see.
the Warne Treasures of a Legend is now open at the Australian Sports Museum at the MCG, the G. To book tickets, go to the website on your screen.
It's worth seeing, that's for sure.
Good to see you, buddy.